What's up everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Alex Lakas and today I want to teach you how to make Kuku Sabzi. Kuku Sabzi is a Persian dish traditionally eaten around Persian New Year's. Persian New Year's happens in March, between like March 19th and 21st. The reason for the gap is basically just when the sun meets with the celestial equator, and that creates a perfect even day and night. So the eggs are like for rebirth and the herbs are for bounty and all this exciting stuff that happens in the spring. I want to get practicing right now and making my perfect Kuku Sabzi because I'm hoping that by next spring we have something to celebrate. So let's get cooking, let's make a delicious Kuku Sabzi and let's do it. First step is going to be to saute gently one yellow onion, cutting it into small dices. I'm also going to add a few cloves of garlic. So let's do 2 cloves of garlic. Okay, so I got 2 cloves of garlic and 1 yellow onion. I'm going to saute that gently. So a couple tablespoons of olive oil, medium heat. I'm going to just sweat this, concentrate the flavor. You don't need to get any color. Season it with a little bit of salt as we go. This is the really exciting part. I'm going to chop a lot of herbs. I purposefully picked some herbs that have very tender stems, so I don't have to necessarily pick them way too thoroughly. But I have half a bunch of cilantro, half a bunch of parsley, and half a bunch of dill. And I also have here half a bunch of mint that I picked because the mint is one of those that has a little bit more of a woody stem. Grab my parsley and my cilantro, just pack it up into a little bundle and slice it very thinly. I'm not gonna go really crazy and chop that any more times than that. I just wanna get a thin slice all the way. So the stems here I can save for something else. Dill, I'm gonna do the same thing. I have it in my bunch. Don't forget to wash your herbs and thinly slice it. Just like this, all the way down till you meet a little bit more stems than leaves, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna do my mint. This is half a bunch of picked mint, like I said. And this guy, by using my knife as sort of a bridge, I'm gonna bundle it up like such and start thinly slicing again. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes that my onions are cooking. They're nice and tender. They got no color and they're super sweet. So next what I'm gonna do is add all the herbs to this. I've turned up my heat to high, so this is gonna be a process that's gonna be less than 1 minute. Just cooking the herbs until they're all 1 to 2 shades darker. That's it. Herbs are cooking up. So I'm gonna put them in this bowl. So now I've allowed my herb mixture to cool for a few minutes. I'm gonna turn this pan back to high heat and give it a little wipey.
A little what?
A little wipey. You know, wipey. And back on high heat. Next for this here mixture, I'm gonna crack some eggs in it. What you're going for is not necessarily something like a frittata or like an omelet. What we're going for is sort of the texture of kind of a loose porridge. So I got 4 eggs so far, and I'm gonna do a 5th one. So 5 eggs, and I'll mix it with a fork just so that we don't over whip the eggs. So in this mixture next, I will put 1 teaspoon of baking soda. That's gonna add this super delicious cakey texture. I have half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of fenugreek, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. All these spices here, they have this nice sweetness that goes very well with all the herbs in the egg. So all in here. And one final thing, salt. For eggs, I'm always surprised how heavy you have to go on the salt in order for it to taste good. One more thing that's surprising with this dish is how hot we want to get the pan. This is once again not like a frittata situation or like an omelet situation. You want to get the pan pretty much piping hot and you want to get a nice caramelized crust at the bottom. So I got a very generous amount of olive oil here, probably 3 tablespoons, almost smoking point. I'm gonna put my mixture in it. So what we're looking for here, we're gonna cook it at high heat on the stove until we get a nice golden edge all around. Surprisingly, you have to go pretty dark in order for it to be authentically a Kuku Sabzi. So while this is on the stove, I'm gonna make a nice Persian garlic yogurt sauce, which is also called MÁST'O. So I have about 1/4 cup of full fat yogurt, and I'm gonna grate 1 clove of garlic. That's going in. Tiny bit of salt. And I'm also gonna do a touch of lemon juice. So that's getting mixed. Traditionally, this dish is served with some walnuts and some cranberries. But I spent all my money on nice farmed eggs, so I couldn't buy walnuts. So I got a little bit of leftover yogurt here. All right, so let's come look at this. So now that we're shaking, we can see not all of it is necessarily jelly consistency, just parts of it, which is good, what we're looking for. And then if I lift an edge, see I got this beautiful caramelization, and that is good. Now put that in the broiler for like 2 to 3 minutes, just until it is set. All right, so it has been 3 minutes, and it's perfect. Nice golden color on top, and let's look at the bottom. Wow, look at this. Nice, even caramelization all over. I'm going to just drop it onto a paper towel. Get rid of some of the extra grease. All right, so now that I've dropped it on here, got a little bit of the extra fat, flip it around to another plate. All right, so this is amazing the day of as it's warm, or the day after in a sandwich, or just served with some bread. Really fantastic, simple. Nutritious dish. When you taste the herb caramelization from the eggs in the olive oil with the baking soda, that makes it this like humph. It's really amazing with the cardamom, fenugreek, sweet and delicious. I mean, it's so good. I'm impressed. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and blah blah blah, share, make the recipe, tell me about it, and yeah, thank you for watching. See you next week.